Hey everybody, Jersey Man Shaggy, and today we're going to talk about another deep topic which goes hand in hand with depression. I could tell you from experience, it's addiction. Going through it, knowing family members that go through it, and trying to make you understand what it's like. I mean, you'll never truly understand unless you've been through it, but um I've been through many addictions myself. After having major surgeries, I definitely got addicted to opioids and graduated to sniffing dope and everything. Fortunately, I've been clean off of all that hard stuff. Anything that a doctor won't write me out. I've been clean since August 17th, 2020. And I've been clean from drinking since December 2019. So I think I'm doing pretty good for myself. Now, what do I mean by what my doctor writes me? I know some people use that as an excuse to do Percocet and stuff, but I mean, like, when he would write me Suboxone. And then I'm also on anxiety medications because I do have a lot of anxiety. Over the last year, I've gone through a divorce. The separation last, it's been over a year now. But it still hurts to, have to see my kids dealing with family, two different families instead of one, and we were together 10 years, so it's a big change. But it was my choice, it was her choice, and honestly, it was my addiction that led to her being so cold towards me. Hold on, let me spark a cigarette here, guys. So, long story short, we actually had a good thing going. The woman, like, Jenny, you guys have seen her in my old videos, my wife. Um, she definitely had an attitude, but only when I really gave her a reason to, and I gave her a lot of reasons. When I used to be an alcoholic, I was a completely different person. When I was a drug addict, I was a completely different person. And I don't mean just, small, like, smoking weed type drugs, because I don't count that. I mean, I even got a medical card for that. I'm talking like, meth or dope or just a heavy amount of pills or something like that. Something that'll alter your state of mind, make you into a different person, make you steal, make you talk horribly to your own family members who you would never say a bad word to normally. It makes you into all kinds of people that you don't want to be. And if you're out there and you've been through addiction, you know what I'm talking about. And it puts you in this pit of depression because you feel so alone. You feel so like, why don't anybody understand? But they're not gonna understand you. All they see is this guy acting up all the time. They don't understand that when you go off of them medications or off of that drug, that you feel worse than like you're gonna die. You know, they don't understand it takes months, if not years, for your brain to fully function again. Some people's brains never fully function the right way again. I have physical injuries on top of my years of and alcohol use. Mainly alcohol. That was my biggest one for the longest time. I was to the point where I was damn near death. I was puking blood. I don't mean to give you guys gory details or nothing, but I'm gonna tell you like it was. I was drinking hard liquor every day, all day, as much as I could. Sometimes a 1.75 liter bottle, the biggest bottle, all to myself in one day, and still be wanting more. So, I mean, doing that for like from the time I was 19 or 20 till I was what, like 29 or something like that, 30. I don't know. But whenever December 2019 was, that was my final alcoholic drink, unless you count a glass of champagne or two at events. So, anyway, people don't understand that it's as hard on us addicts as it is for you to put up with us. I know that sounds stupid. May even sound selfish. It may even be harder on us because we feel ashamed to even face you most of the time. Do you think we like asking you for more and more when we know how you look at us? You think we like to come up and beg for just the smallest thing just to get us through the day without like feeling sick or something? No. But there is always help out there. You know, me, I had people push me over the years. I went through years of getting the cops calling me, jail, detox, in the hospital, detox in rehab twice, inpatient. Um, and it was when I decided for myself that I'm done. I'm done living like this. I don't care how long it takes. Keep me in here as long as you want. I stayed in rehab the second time voluntarily. My marriage was already over, and I just wanted the rest of it just done. You know, they put me on Suboxone for a while. But I don't even really need it because it's like once your heart's in it, then you could beat it. It's them first several days that you will feel like you'd rather die than go through what you're going through. No matter what drug you're coming off of, especially benzos and alcohol, you have to be very careful. You need to go to a medical place to like detox off of them because you will seize up. That's happened to me also. I seized up off of alcohol one time back in 2011 and didn't even know it until it happened. And it was at my friend's house. Fortunately, he was strong enough to lift my skinny ass up into the car because I couldn't even move. I was flopping around like a fish out of water. I don't remember none of it. And another time was in, I'd say, December 2014, and that was off of benzos. I'd just been put on them, and I didn't know that you couldn't just go skipping days. So I ended up thinking I was having a bad panic attack, go to the hospital, and next thing I know, I'm convulsing. I don't remember this either. All I remember is waking up in them psych restraint type things and getting yelled at by the doctor as if I was doing something wrong. Because she was like, "You kicked a nurse and everything." I'm like, "I was convulsing. I don't remember nothing." But yeah, my wife at the time, Jenny, she said that I was foaming at the mouth, eyes rolled to the back of the head. So them two withdrawals can kill you from the withdrawal alone. So don't play with them things. Unless you know what you're doing. Like, go to a medical facility. Don't keep up this lifestyle when you don't have to, because none of us are getting any younger. And trust me, when you burn some bridges, like, the most painful part of depression is regret. Knowing that you burned them bridges, knowing that that member of your family will never look at you the same, even if they forgive you, they'll still always look at you with that perception. That's like the same reason I don't think my wife would want me back even if she was single, because she will always see me for that guy I was when I was at my worst. Those are things we have to live with, though, my friend. Um, like, what else can I cover? For those that are dealing with addicts, because I've dealt with a lot of addicts, yes, you can't trust an addict. Not while they're in active addiction. No. Even if it's your own family, whatever. Because the urge to not feel sick and stuff, it's not like they want to rob you. It's not like they want to talk to you like crap or have random mood swings and outbursts or be laying around all day. They're just trying to ease their pain in their own way. What the best thing I could do is like suggest that you and their other loved ones put together a support system. As much as they may piss you off and annoy you, that's what they really need. A support system. someone to make them feel worthy. Because if you're in addiction, you have a void in your heart somewhere. You're not feeling worthy about yourself to the way that you should be, and you have to love yourself before you can get out of that pit of addiction. Otherwise, you can go to rehab 10 times, you'll just go right back in. So, you gotta surround them with love. Don't push it on them. You know, like, just at the same time, push it on them. If that makes sense. Like, tell them, like, we love you. We're here for you. We'll stay by your side through this whole intervention and through this whole stay at rehab. You do right, and we'll do right by you. We've always wanted you to live to your full potential. Say positive things, you know. Tell them how they make you feel, not how you make them feel, if that makes sense. Tell them how you miss the person that they were and stuff like that, but don't judge, because then it's gonna start going in one ear and out the other. Don't judge, don't put them down for their screw ups, because they know they screwed up. I don't know. I'm trying to make videos on positive things to help people out there, because there's many people out there suffering with depression, anxiety, addiction, stress, chronic pain, while you have passed through all them things. Because for those of you who don't know, back in April of 2017, I was in a very horrible car accident. Had my pelvic bones broken somewhat like a wishbone. Couldn't walk for months. Had to have 2 screws, put it back together. Um, had a lot of back damage. Had liver contusion. Had massive concussion and minor brain damage, but nothing serious. Had a broken wrist, broken finger, all kinds of crap. But yeah, I've had to recover through all this while fighting addiction. So I figure if I could fight that, I could fight this. You know what I'm saying? But I did want them pumping me full of them painkillers while I was going through the surgery. Right afterwards, I was like, okay, well, right afterwards is one thing, but I cannot go through this without painkillers. 3 major surgeries I had to deal with in 3 years. That's a lot for a young guy, or an old guy. It don't matter what age you are, it's a lot for you. 2 chest surgeries, 1 hip surgery. Nope. Not without something to dull the pain, or I'll be screaming. But for those of you struggling with all them things combined, just know that, like, you're not alone. And like I said, I'm always there to talk to in private and comment, whatever, leave your information. Hell, like, I'll talk to you personally in a video chat or something, because I've been there, and I've lost way too many people close to me to overdoses. I've lost way too many people close to me to other things that had to do with their reckless lifestyle, like drinking and driving, and ended up in car accidents and stuff like that. I know a guy who ended up catching a quadruple murder charge because he was 20 years old and came home from partying and still had alcohol on his breath and caught a charge for it down in Virginia. I met the guy personally when I was down there. Couldn't believe it. Messed his whole life up over one night of partying. Something so simple can ruin your whole life, And not many people understand just how low us addicts feel about ourselves. I'm clean now and I still feel low about myself. I feel lonely and depressed every day of my life. I wake up on a futon and I just, I miss the life I had, and I know that if I had only been smarter sooner, I'd have a better life now. Hopefully, like, things will get back together. I'm working on my small business and everything, as most of you know. Got all my inventory. I build a little bit up every week. Still doing that faithfully. But at the end of the day, depression, anxiety, suicide, and definitely like addiction, they're all real problems in this world, especially where I'm from. I'm from an area where it's a lot of slums, a lot of hoods. It's easier to find drugs than it is to find most fucking groceries. Like, it's sad. So, any of you that want to drop me a comment, anything that I'm forgetting to say, but yeah, to those of you in recovery, wish you all the best. To those of you considering recovery, do it. Don't put it off no longer. What's another day? Honestly, the sooner you do it, the sooner you'll feel better. Because you're gonna be sick and tired of being sick and tired sooner or later, and I promise you that. And you don't want to be old and gray by the time that happens. Find out that you burned all your bridges and it's too late. You don't want to hit rock bottom before you realize it's time to make a change. Because we all have potential. And one thing I could tell you, 9 out of 10 addicts, or ex addicts, I should say, or even while they're still in addiction, if you have a conversation with them, they're some of the smartest people you will ever meet in the streets and in the books. So, they have all the potential in the world. For now, I'm gonna cut this video short and everything because it's long enough. Going on 17 minutes. Guess I did do a little bit of a rant. But, yeah, it's been a while, and I figure I want to start sending some positive messages out there to those that need it, because maybe somebody out there does need to hear this, and if I can help one person, maybe it'll make it, all the things that I've been through not be in vain, and I could help somebody from making the same mistake I did in one situation or another. Or even if it's a different mistake, because everybody has different life stories. Some people have it harder than ours. A lot of people have it harder than me. Don't make no mistake, the little bit I do have, I had to work for every little bit of it. I had to move it all out when me and my wife split up, and, this all got to my name. I don't even have my license right now because of a court thing I'm going through, but I should have it within a year. I don't know, it's one step at a time. We gotta be patient because mistakes cost. Mistakes definitely cost, and mistakes are painful. But I'll tell you one thing, regret is the most painful. And the longer you wait to fix your life up, the more regret you'll have. Don't be like one of my friends, or even a girlfriend that I had not that long ago, that won't have a second chance. They're dead and buried, and they're rotting in the ground way before their time, younger than me, and for nothing. All they had to do was stop, and they could have been there with their kids right now. They both had kids, the ones I'm thinking of off the top of my head. And I say, it's just, and people do say do it for the kids, but they don't understand when you are really in a huge depression, your kids just ain't enough. That might sound selfish too, but it's true. If you've been through it, you'll be like, I love my kids and all, but I feel like they'd be better off without me than seeing me like this every day of my life. Well, yeah, both things do suck. Them seeing you like that sucks, but you won't be like that forever. It's a phase. You need to find either like the right type of treatment or just find that void in yourself that's making you feel that way. Make it fill that void with something positive, and you'll get back on track. But yeah, I'm not gonna be one of them people that says you have kids. No, don't be depressed. You have kids to be happy about. Cause I have kids myself, and I still feel depressed every day. They keep me going, but it's not going to fulfill your whole life. You know, it's a great, amazing part of your life, and God knows I love my kids more than I could ever love anybody. But it's just, it's not going to fulfill your whole heart's desires. There's still going to be a void there somewhere if there was in the first place before you even had the kids, especially. You have to address them issues, dig deep, and best of luck to you in doing that, you know? Try and take. I know I'm getting very repetitive with a lot of this, but that's because you have to really take the time to focus on that. You know, meditate, whatever, and think, what is that missing element in my life? What will it take for me to get clean? What is it? What are my triggers that make me almost relapse? You know, things like that. Figure out where you are right now, and even if you have to take realistic baby steps, how long it'll take you to get where you want to be. Make like a 5, 10 year plan. You know, set aside $10 a week or something. You know, set aside money towards a car or down payment on a fucking place or whatever. But have a goal. Give yourself something to shoot for. Give give something to be happy to talk to the kids about. You'd be surprised. Yeah, over time, like I'm not saying Rome was built in a day, but over time, scientifically, that serotonin, that happiness, and dopamines will start reproducing on their own in your brain. Because that's why most people who just quit are unhappy. Because, like, they're used to getting dopamine, serotonin, melatonin, all that from a drug of one kind or another. Now you have to produce them alone. Some people it takes 3 weeks, 3 months, some people even 3 years. I can't promise you anything. All I can promise you is the steps that I took worked for me. About as good as it's gonna work. I've come a long way. I know I still got a long way to go. I think that at this point, just having a life, not being so lonely all the time, would definitely help. But I got my sons and I got my hobby of, working on my small business. So that's something, and I get to talk to you guys about my experiences, and hopefully I didn't bore you to death with my talks of depression and all that stuff, because I really do want to help somebody out there. Alright, well, for now, everybody, be safe and peace out.